The entire crypto market is starting to make a comeback, and in general, the entire ecosystem of cryptocurrency is going north, baby. It actually surpassed a $1.2 trillion market cap. This is the first time they had this market cap, I believe, in the last 6 months. So this obviously is a really good feeling. As the crypto market is going up, a lot of people start questioning what they invested in, what they didn't invest in, what they did invest in, what they didn't buy in the DCA down, what they're not buying on the DCA up. And everybody is so freaking confused and turning around like, what the heck am I doing? Guys, at the end of the day, I do see that there are still some ridiculously good values in cryptocurrencies that are just lagging or underperforming the rest of the market. I'm going to talk about a cryptocurrency that I talk about a lot on this channel. I will be talking about the ALGORAND blockchain. I personally love ALGORAND for the fundamentals of ALGORAND. In terms of pure technology, it is one of the best, if not the best, and certainly the best in certain characteristics and traits when it comes to any DLT. ALGORAND can hold its own in the ring of the crypto battles with any other project out there. I firmly 100% believe that. However, ALGORAND obviously is not doing as good as some other cryptocurrencies, and while Bitcoin is surpassing $28,000 a Bitcoin, ALGORAND is no longer a top 30 cryptocurrency, even a top 40 cryptocurrency, and ALGORAND's market cap actually puts it into the spot 41 on CoinMarketCap. At a $1.6 billion market cap and around 22 cents an algo, I believe that ALGORAND certainly is a fantastic deal when it comes to the footing, foundations, and fundamentals, the backbone, the actual nitty-gritty guts of ALGORAND. As we like to say in the community, not just me, but John Allen Wood, the CTO of ALGORAND, ALGORAND was built for purpose. I truly 100% believe that. Now, there is some drama, there is some beef in the ALGORAND community. It's more so part of the Twitter society, and Twitter is really toxic when it comes to that. I prefer to make videos. Obviously, I feel down. Obviously, I feel sad about ALGORAND, especially when it's underperforming the rest of the market. But I must believe that ALGORAND eventually is going to have its time to shine. Eventually, ALGORAND's going to be able to dance. And eventually, as they say, ALGORAND will finally have its day. There is a lot of news coming out of ALGORAND. There is a lot of progress coming to ALGORAND. First of all, let's recap what ALGORAND is. ALGORAND is a layer 1 blockchain, and all a layer 1 blockchain means is that people, institutions, developers, whatever, build on top of your blockchain. ALGORAND is the rails, and everybody can build the railroads on top of the rail tracks. Before I talk about some updates about ALGORAND, let's talk about the foundations of ALGORAND. Let's talk about what ALGORAND truly is. ALGORAND is one of the premier layer 1 blockchains out there. A layer 1 means that you have the rails and people build the rail cars on top of you in the form of decentralized applications, dApps, smart contracts, tokens, whatever. You build an entire ecosystem on top of ALGORAND. One of the main aspects of a layer 1 that actually makes a layer 1 that's actually built for something is speed, scalability, fees, environmental, and economic viability. And ALGORAND literally has check. ALGORAND speed. Instant finality. You don't have to wait. The second you send something, boom, instantly done. There is around a 3.6 second lag, which means it takes 3 to 4 seconds in order for ALGORAND's transactions to actually hit the blockchain. On top of that, ALGORAND can currently do 6,000 transactions per second, which is not needed because we only have around a dozen transactions that are going through per second. Even Hadara, which is now boasting the most transactions per second, is doing around 700 or 800. But it is still bragging rights that we could do 6,000 transactions per second. Now, in order to do those 6,000 transactions, they're not all built the same. We can do smart contract transactions, 6,000 of them. We are about to upgrade to 10,000 sometime in the next quarter, as rumor might have it. In the future, we're going to have 46,000, which is maximum capabilities. In comparison, Visa, MasterCard, and Amex put together all do around 4,500 transactions per second in totality. Not the maximum that they could, but currently what they do. So if you want to compete with the big boys, if you want to compete with the financial institutions, you need to, at the very least, be able to compete in terms of transactions and throughput on your chain. ALGORAND also has scalability, which means the price of ALGORAND is sub 1 penny. The price of ALGORAND's transaction are pretty much always going to be sub 1 penny, and it doesn't matter if it is a basic transaction or a highly complex transaction or an atomic swap transaction. You see, ALGORAND has proprietary technology that other blockchains do not. One of them happens to be atomic swaps, one of them happens to be rekeying, and so on and so forth. An atomic swap essentially means when you have many different key points that need to be done in order for a smart contract to be enabled, instead of waiting for one, then the other, then the other, then the other, you're able to do all of them simultaneously. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it absolutely is huge. On top of that, ALGORAND is not only environmentally neutral, but environmentally carbon negative because they buy carbon credits to offset their footprint. Finally, they are economically viable, economically friendly, which means you have a lot of outside investments in the form of venture capitalists that are putting a lot of money into the ecosystem. And this money, in theory, goes to development of the ecosystem. This is very important because there are a lot of chains that nobody pays the F attention to. So it's cool to be in the spotlight. ALGORAND works with institutions, ALGORAND is also for retail, and ALGORAND is working with several governments to develop several different types of projects. The shining light in these dark days of ALGORAND is actually a guy called John Allen Woods. John Allen Woods is the CTO of the ALGORAND Foundation. He was a technical contributor to Cardano, which means he was one of the people that actually developed the Cardano blockchain. He came over to ALGORAND. He actually loves ALGORAND. And this guy, John Allen Wood, he's working really, really hard for us as a community. He's as frustrated as we are. I promise you that. He's building something called the ALGO kit, which allows you to deploy smart contracts instantaneously, which allows you to deploy tokens instantaneously. And it allows you to just do things a lot simpler on ALGORAND. When you take out the complexity and you remove the friction, things just go smoother. Things will get easier. He's also developing a one-click node setup, which means you can now run various different nodes. And instead of having a complex way to set it up, you just need your laptop or your computer, you plug it in, click, click, and you can run a node. There's going to be more information about the ALGO kit and more information about this one-click setup for nodes a little bit later. I believe next month we're going to get information. On top of that, he actually started a brand new series. I'm going to leave the link to the channel down below. And it's literally ALGO Devs. It's a series where he talks how to and what to do on ALGORAND so that the developers can have a much easier time actually developing on ALGORAND. I truly don't know what's going to happen in the future, and I don't know if ALGORAND is going to get their shit together, but I must believe that they will in the future. I'm not letting go of this project. I'm still supporting the community, even though it does look absolutely grim in what's currently happening behind the scenes. Hopefully we get out of this because our technicals are just so effing good. It's a freaking shame and a cry why we're not higher on CoinMarketCap. Why is our market cap not somewhere around the lines of $2.5 or $3 billion, which I believe is fair for what ALGORAND can do? Obviously, there's some fuckery that's going on, and hopefully we will destroy the fuckery in time, and ALGORAND will have its time to shine. I started a brand new series where I DCA $50 a day. I DC into various tokens, coins, NFTs, projects, so on and so forth. For today, I must buy my $50 worth for ALGORAND. How do I buy my $50 worth of ALGORAND? I use an exchange called KuCoin. I have a link to KuCoin's exchange down below. Please feel free to use it if you would like. I keep track of everything, and if you want a copy of my Excel sheet, just join my Discord. I have a link to it down below in the description. And while you're there, if you want to support my channel, it's $3 a month. You get a really cool logo next to your name, and you get really cool emojis that only my channel members get to use. Right now, we're about to have Paris Crypto Week, where there's like an entire event going on in Paris. Silvio Micali is going to be one of the guest speakers over there. Silvio Micali is one of the smartest mathematician of our time. Some people actually label him as modern-day Einstein. He came up with no less than 6 different mathematical formulas and proofs that he himself developed or in coordination actually contributed to these proofs. One of them is VRFs, which stands for verifiable random functions, and the other one is zero knowledge proof. If you don't know, now you know. And if you don't understand, ask somebody, do your research. Without those 2 that I just mentioned, current blockchains would not be able to exist. Current DAGs would not be able to exist. This is literally the bedrock of cryptocurrency technology. I believe eventually Algorand will get it right. I don't see anything right now in the Algorand community that's completely 100% destroying the project. I do 100% see dissent in the ranks. I am frustrated like you guys are frustrated, but I have to double down on my conviction that eventually Algorand will come to its senses, eventually the markets will come to its senses, and eventually we will draw development, we will draw eyes and ears like a magnet. And I know one thing for sure, and I'm convinced of this. Algorand is the #1 overlooked cryptocurrency project today in all of crypto when you take into account the capabilities versus the shine. There is no clout talking about Algorand. Nobody gives a flying fuck when they talk about Algorand, and this is going to change in the future. I must believe this. Everything I say is purely entertainment and education, and you should definitely do your own research and understand how powerful Algorand is. There is most certainly a problem, a disconnect between what Algorand can do and what the hell is happening in the actual crypto market. Hopefully, with John Allen Wood and Jess being appointed as the chief marketing officer, we're going to get a little bit of shine, we're going to get a little bit of mesh, and Algorand is finally going to take off. And if you get one thing, just one thing from this video, make sure you keep it clean in between because hygiene is very important. Until the next one, have a great weekend.